Hi guys, today I want to talk about your classroom space. I want to talk about that particular area that you occupy at your school and that is actually your palace where you receive your learners and where you giving them all the wisdom in the world. Now I want to speak about that because we know that 80% of our learners come from impoverished homes. Most of them come from broken homes. They have domestic problems at home. They come from environments that are not conducive to letting people grow up comfortably, happy and healthy. There are gangs, there are drugs on in those spaces, and we know that the learners that come into our classrooms are highly traumatized. My big question today is, if it's so chaotic out there, if the learners come from a place where they experience so much hurt, then what are you doing at school in your personal space, in your classroom, where you are supposed to create an environment where these learners can learn optimally? So that is the topic for today. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I'm always so proud when we've got new people listening to us and just enjoying our conversations. If you like what you see on the channel, then do subscribe by clicking the button below. And if you want to receive videos in future, then just click on that notification bell and then you will be sure to get all the videos. So we're going to dive straight into asking those hard questions about in what sense are those classrooms of ours matching what we're saying we are doing. And let's dive right in. Let's imagine that we have to sell our classroom to the learners and that the learners have the right to decide whether they want to be taught by us and whether they think that our classrooms are the best spaces for them. Just imagine that we didn't just let the learners come to our classes, but that they decided. Then the tables, of course, are turned. So let's just do a virtual tour of our own classrooms. You do a virtual tour of your classroom and I'll just imagine I have a classroom on this side. Okay, so here the learners come in and the first thing we have to do is look at the classroom walls. When we look at the walls, are the walls clean? Is it painted a color that would be appealing to the learners, or is it just plain white and perhaps turning gray now after the years? As we move across the room, looking at the walls, we check what is actually on the walls. Is there a space where the learners' work is going to be displayed so that they can also feel that they belong and they're contributing to the room as well? Are there motivational, inspirational messages against the wall? Is there a space perhaps on the wall where the learners can learn something about you as a person, knowing that you also have a family, that you also have a life outside the classroom? Is there perhaps such a wall somewhere in your classroom that when the learners go to that wall, they can see whether you have children, what kind of activities you do, and so forth? I'm not saying you must put your whole life on the wall. I'm just saying, can they see the other side of the teacher? Do they know there's a wife, there's a mom, there's a sister? Can they see what you do during your time off from school and so forth? Okay? Is there perhaps a place in your classroom against the walls where the learners can just express themselves freely? Is there perhaps a space where they can draw whatever they want to draw, write little notes, put some inspirational messages on there, put their artwork on that section of the wall? Are there dedicated spaces that you and the learners share, and that they know that when they come into that class, that the classroom is inclusive and that it belongs to everybody? So there's high learning taking place in the class, but they feel they belong because they are welcomed by all the nice messages and the cleanliness, and they have a private or personal space where they can put little things. Now we get to your workspace as part of our tour. And here we're all standing, a whole group of learners, and we're looking to see whether your workstation is telling us a story. What are we going to see? Are we going to see boxes and papers and clutter on the desk? Because that's going to make us very nervous as students. Especially now, I'm talking about high school students. You don't know if the teacher's going to put your papers that she or he must assess in the right box. We don't even know if the teacher's going to find our stuff amongst all that clutter. Okay? Or is your desk organized? There are papers neatly stacked somewhere, your computer's perhaps there, or your planning prep books are lying there, and everything just seems to be organized. Because when we see that, then somehow psychologically we feel, no, this teacher's in control of her workspace and she's going to make sure that we get the best in terms of our marking our scripts, and that we're just going to enjoy having here because this teacher has personal pride in her work as well. And so that's going to make us very comfortable. Right? So we move from that spot and then we finally move to your area where you keep all your notes and all your planning or the worksheets or whatever. Are we going to see a cupboard where everything is neatly stacked so learners know exactly where to find their notes or their notebooks or their worksheets? Or do we just see cardboard boxes upon cardboard boxes standing in a corner there? So if I was absent as a learner, do I now have to go and really just rummage through all those things to find the worksheet that you handed out a day or two ago? Or when I see everything is neatly marked and I know that should I require an extra worksheet, or if I was absent and I didn't get a worksheet, that I know exactly where to go and find that worksheet without still being traumatized by having to check all the boxes around me. Those are the tough questions we have to ask ourselves. You know, classroom design doesn't take priority over the quality of learning that happens in your class. But classroom design is critical because it supports the learning that happens in your classroom. You have to be deliberate about your classroom design. You have to be intentional because you want your classroom to be a physical manifestation of the values that you are sharing with the learners and that you are bringing to life in your classroom. I want to leave you with this question. What are you going to do to make sure that your classroom is the place where there is a healthy, vibrant community, where relationships are treasured and where the quality of learning is of the highest standard? Just before we go, don't forget to subscribe to the School Corridor by clicking on the red subscribe button below. And if you don't want to miss out on any video, then do click on the notification bell right next to the subscribe button so that you can get all the tips that we share here on the School Corridor channel. So until next time, guys, continue flying along those corridors. Cheerio.